Friday the 18th, and we are having an exciting couple of days in the markets. Yeah, we the big move down from Bitcoin. We've got people talking about Elon, SpaceX selling all their Bitcoin. Lots of things going on. Whether or not they're relevant is the question, and we're going to talk about that. Real quick though, if you want to go to our website, go ahead and zap that QR code or just go to the website on the page there. It's www.algofactory.tech. What we do is we help traders get better and we help non-traders become traders. And don't worry about the word algorithm. Don't let it scare you. Anytime anybody is trading successfully, they're probably using an algorithm. It doesn't mean that you need to know how to program. It doesn't mean that you need to use some kind of computer program to do it. Manual traders use algos. We just help people improve their trading. Come visit us. So let's see here. Oh, looks like we got the gorilla in the house.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Hold on. I'm having a
Let's
little
bring him in.
going on.
Gorilla in the house. I just brought you in, my man.
Yes, hold on, please.
Oh, okay. While we're waiting for the gorilla, let me go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Well, first we'll take a look at. Are you there, V?
Yeah, could you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, perfect. Good, I can hear you too.
Did you not have some audio there initially?
Yeah, I had some audio issues connecting. That's why I was like a little late logging on.
It's all good, dude.
It's all good. Hey, where's the music, man? When I come on this and I
I
don't
need the
have that
music, too.
smooth, adult film type music playing in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
I delivered the pizza. I brought the pizza. Yeah, that's one
Is that sausage pizza?
Yeah, you ever watch what's that show, The Big Lebowski? You watch that movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorites of all time.
Classic.
And some of the guys that were involved in the crime in the movie, they're also were like involved in the adult film industry, and so the guy's like investigating, and the dude, he's like this sarcastic, lazy guy, and they show him the video, and it's, oh yeah, well, these guys involved in the crime, they were involved in this, this is him, and he's involved with this adult filmmaker or whatever. And the guy walks in and he's like, I'm here to fix a cable, like some German like cable fixer guy, and they start talking and getting fresh, and then the woman turns it off. She goes, well, you can see where it goes from there. And he goes, what, he fixes the cable? just deadpan. Oh, he fixes the cable. Oh, dude. So how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good, man. Doing the whole puppy training routine. I got a dog's like going to be 13 weeks, so that's got to be on my toes. It's like having a kid all over again.
What's the youngest age that you want to get a new dog?
I think it's about 9 to 10 weeks or something like that.
Oh, yeah. How old was the dog when you got it?
I got him on this past Saturday, so he was right at 12 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
Right at 12 weeks.
Got my first puppy. I was 5 years old, and I remember going to the breeder, and it was a champion bred Labrador. He was a yellow lab, but he was so white. People didn't know what breed he was, and they thought he was part pit because he had that kind of that head with that split down the middle.
Yeah. I love that look on a lab.
Yeah, I think maybe they at some point they mixed pits in there or some kind of bulldog way back,
Probably, or some sort of mastiff or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, some kind of mastiff or corso. But he was a beautiful dog. He's a real good dog, great hunting dog. I used to take him duck hunting. But I was 5 years old, and I got to ride home with him in my lap.
Nice. Dude. That's a treat for a 5-year-old.
Oh my God, dude! We were puppies together. I used to go like lay in his doghouse with him and like talk to him, and that was my buddy, man. Valley Girl's asking for you, I think, asking what's his name and what breed is it? That's what Valley Girl wants to know before we jump into the
his name is Maximus, and he's a game-bred old family red-nosed pit bull. And I had him imported from.
His name is Foofy, and he is a French poodle. You lying son of a bitch.
Nick, come on, man. I'm trying to maintain an image here, and you're ruining it for me.
Sado me, sado you. Okay, so, So we're looking at a trade that I got into this morning, and the stop loss, if you'll notice, this EUR USD trade, this is going along with what we talked about in the last few days. You're looking at a very zoomed in time frame, and you can see the trade is going beautifully now that we're in the market open. The stop loss was a little bit loose because the volatility is really low in August. So I have to give myself a lot more room in stops. But as we speak, I am going to drop my stop to a more safer position here, take some risk off. So 7.3. So let's do that real quick. It's going to take profit anyway, but you never know. The EUR USD is tricky. It likes to jump up and do liquidity grabs. So, you know, I mean, it's almost like you don't want to take the risk off, because if it jumps up, then you have a lesser chance of getting screwed. But I don't know. I'm feeling okay about this. I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. I'll go to my trade station. Give me just a moment. Let's see here. 7.30. Okay. Usually, these two computers are synced up usually. So it's kind of odd that my other computer hasn't caught up to what I just did on the charts, but I did modify the stop anyway. So the rest of the charts will catch up at some point. But look at this beautiful trade. Now it's not really a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward, right? But now it is, because I've pretty much cut the risk into 2/3 of what it was. So I didn't post this just because I was doing so many things this morning, keeping an eye on the meme coin market, stuff like that. And long story short, meme coin market, man, that's a trip. V, we got to talk about that. I know you were a little busy there. We weren't able to speak this morning, but I had some news for you on that. We'll get to that when there's time. So, yes. But I think the big kind of news, and what we should probably, not news really, but the big event, if you will, we should talk about this morning is going to be the Bitcoin chart. Because if you guys remember yesterday, I charted, and it's still on the chart. It's still on the chart. Look at this. Remember when I said it could jump off the roof? And I said that yesterday. For those of you who are looking at this in YouTube land, first of all, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. But go ahead, look yesterday at our live broadcast. Look at it, and you'll see that I called this, and I called it the day that it happened, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about news, and we're going to talk about reality, and where the two really don't combine, where the two are we're given this impression that the two are related, but the reality is they are not, okay? I mean, it's just, so this I called out yesterday. The arrow that I drew yesterday, okay? That's pretty accurate. Of course, we had a big liquidity dip. And if you look at my videos over the past like 2 months, you'll see that I've had this 26,000 range that I said price would kind of stab to, and a little bit lower than that. And I was using the Kingfisher. We'll look at that today again. But I've done this at least once a week for the past several months. I said price was going to stab down into that 26,000 range or lower, and as low as 22,000, and it might still go there. But long story short, I said this was going to happen. Very likely. I never said absolutely, because I never absolutely anything, but I said this was going to happen most likely. And look, I mean, yesterday, look at this. You don't get much more accurate than this. Look where price is right now. Price stepped down, quickly recoiled back up to where it's kind of in a prior, range, if you will. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty darn accurate. Look where it is right now. Look where the arrow is going to move up. So aside from that liquidity dip right there, this call is pretty much perfect. If somebody went short right there, they would have won. Okay. So just letting you know. It's right there for you. Right there to look at. Go look at yesterday's show. That's that. Now, here's the thing that we're being told. Okay. We're being told, oh, well, what do you call it? Elon Musk sold all of his Bitcoin and, from SpaceX. Okay. First of all, unless I'm mistaken, and V, you can clue me in on this if you know what's going on with that. That particular deal, and just about any deal like it's going to be done on an OTC, over the counter type situation. Elon and SpaceX are not going to sell, however many, I don't know what the amount of Bitcoin it was. I didn't even read the article because I don't give a flying fig Newton. But basically, I don't care about the news, people, in case you couldn't tell. Like, the news is just noise. far as I'm concerned, for the most part. You're going to have some things that are not noise, but this kind of thing that you're looking at on the screen, when news is associated with it, there's a decent chance that the news is just noise. And if it was like 50,000 Bitcoin or whatever the number was, there's a really good chance that basically, they would have done that kind of sale. I would bet folding money that was done on an OTC, situation. Like, they're not taking that money, putting it on some exchange and selling it all at once and knocking the price down. It's not very likely that they're doing that. It's possible. I think when Elon initially bought his first Bitcoin for Tesla, they actually did that. They did, what do you call it? They did put it on an exchange and buy it, and they did it slowly, so that it didn't really affect price or something like that. But then, you had all of a sudden around 33,000 in 2021, whenever it was, Tesla's buying Bitcoin and it's going to go up. No, the price is going to go up anyway. The news agencies just need something to sell. They want to make themselves relevant. So they're going to give you a story about, Bitcoin went up because this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, they always got to have something to sell. Well, I got to mute Telegram. Just give me a second here. How do I do that? Settings. I'm hearing all these bling, bling, blings. Okay, notification and sounds. Let's go ahead and no sound. Save. Sorry about that, people. Just had to stop those interruptions. So yeah, I mean, okay, guys, I got two computers running, so let me shut that one too. Sorry, everybody. So I don't really care what the news says, and you can tell just yesterday when I told everybody that the chart looked ripe for a dip and it could possibly happen very quickly, that I was pretty much planning on that as I drew. That drawing that you see on there is unchanged, right? So keep that in mind next time you hear some story about someone doing this and doing that and selling this and selling that. And I'll give you another example from 2019 in August. And I have that singed into my memory because I was still new to the game, okay? And also I was trading a kind of a big account, and there was a whole dramatic situation that went along with that. If you ever are trading someone else's money, make sure, and this is like pretty good idea. It's not advice, but if I'm ever trading someone else's money again, I am not going to allow anybody else to be like making decisions. So I'm the only trader. No one is going to like give me any freaking input into the trades, because that wasn't the case, and that just made for a nightmare scenario. But August, right? You had the Xi pump, the Xi Jinping pump, right?
Yeah.
So Xi was like, Bitcoin's good or whatever he said, and you had this massive move from March all the way to what is this, June, right? And I remember like being there for this, and I think the G pump was like the last bit of it. So what happened after that though was a very obvious bearish formation. Okay, so if you look here, what you're seeing is an ascending. This, now most of these are going to be this is a reversal pattern, right? So this is a descending bearish triangle. Now in crypto though, and in other markets, these still can be reversals and very, very tradable, okay? Because the price action is what matters. Not so much whether it's a reversal, not so much whether it's a continuation, but the price action matters. And we'll get into the price action, but this right here, this triangle tells you price is going to dump, right? So I remember I was actually at a wedding. I was at my cousin's wedding, way out in Joshua Tree, right? This is how, what happens as a trader is you remember like what you were doing when you took the trade. And I had my laptop in the car and I was on cellular internet, and I took a short and I took it right here. And I remember we were in Watch Us Trade, I think, at that time. Might have been what was after that, but it might have been the Chart Snipers. Either way, I told everybody I'm short in here, and there was another smart guy in there who was like, "No, it's gonna go up," and I'm like, "No, it's not," because I had an algo that told me it was gonna go down. Plus, I had this triangle, this big, giant triangle, saying it was gonna go down. So price went ahead, and right about here is when it went down. Right about this area. So this was actually in like September, mid to late September. And I was in my truck outside the wedding, like outside of the reception, making this trade. Because that's what kind of person I am. I'm at my cousin's wedding and I'm in the truck making a trade on cellular internet. I'm here to make money, people. I don't mess around, dude. So, and I did. I shorted the shit out of this thing. And so the next thing you know, you get this news about Plus Token. Oh, well, the price went down because Plus Token guys dumped their money on the market. No, price went down. I'm going to become Jim Willie. I'm going to do it right now. Price went down because it was going to fucking go down. It had nothing to do with Plus Token.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was, dude, it was going to go down. And it was painfully obvious to anybody who knows anything about TA. Plus, I had an algorithm that really was a basic B algorithm. But it worked great when it worked. And that was going to go down. So, but you hear about Plus Token. I remember the article Plus Token. All right, so that was then. Now we can flash forward to 2021. You have the COVID crash. Now this one in 2020, the COVID crash, that one is where I would say the macro affected it, right? The entire market took a fat dump right here due to COVID. That is the kind of news, if you will. That's the kind of event that can drive market. It's got to be something that big that can drive a well, at that time, I don't know if it was $1 trillion market yet or not. I think it was, but it might have been 800 billion, whatever it is. You can, basically TradFi went down. TradFi being, traditional finance, being, what do you call it? Stocks, bonds, your typical stuff, non-crypto. And people had to liquidate their crypto positions just to cover everything. Everything went down. Look, Bitcoin is not a short-term safe haven yet. It hasn't proven itself. So thinking that you're in Bitcoin and Bitcoin's not going to fall when the rest of the market does. I was saying that before this happened. This is just another confirmation that I was correct in that assumption. It was not just an assumption. I was looking at data. But long story short, it came back up. And I think it was, where is it? We're right around 30,000. Here it was right about here where Elon, Tesla bought Bitcoin, and it was probably right about here. We could even look up the news article just to test ourselves. Let me see if I can find it. Tesla buys Bitcoin 2021. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I'm going to see if I can. Okay, here it is. That was in February. So Tesla buys 1.5 billion in Bitcoin, February of 2021. Well, look at this. Look at that. What's the date here, people? How good is my memory? Can somebody give me a freaking... Can I have a witness up in here? Look at this. See how I put that line? See the date in the bottom? Oh, I haven't zoomed this in. Let's zoom it in. Okay. Look, I got to toot my own horn here because if you're a trader, you got to know your shit. I can show you I know my shit because look at this date, 1 February 2021. I put my arrow actually on a couple of days before that. I put my arrow on January 31st, right? So here's the article. Let me bring it up. Maximize. Zoom in. Look at this. Tesla buys 1.5 billion in Bitcoin, plans to accept his payment. What's the date on this? CNBC 2021, February 8th, February 7th, right? So I just showed you it was actually right. I said right here, I put the arrow there. I didn't even try to get too exact, but the date was actually right here. So this is where Tesla, basically where I said it, and that's where so Tesla buys, but no, look, people, the price was going to go up anyway, right? It was going to go up anyway. This is a let me see, when was the halving? 2020. So this was a post-halving year. This was you get the halving, right? Halving in the 2020, I think it was, because what is it, 2024, 2020? And then you have your crazy year, right? So halving in May, crazy year 2021, ATH April 2021. So we're probably looking at an ATH again, anywhere between, I would venture to guess it'll be 2025, mid 2025. You'll probably see another ATH. So look, but the news, this was going up anyway. The 4-year cycle. Okay. So this news about, oh, well, Elon, first everybody was like, because I'm, talking to guys in the meme coin space. Oh, why is gas so high? Oh, because Ethereum dumped. Oh, why did Ethereum dump? Oh, because Evergrande over in China is scaring everybody. And then the story morphed from Evergrande to SpaceX selling all their Bitcoin. And Elon's rugging everybody. Rug meaning rug pull. Elon's rugging everybody.
Wait. Bitcoin? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, SpaceX Bitcoin. Yeah, right. Good.
Yeah. So SpaceX supposedly. It's none of that. It's just, maybe SpaceX reacted to what was going to happen. Maybe the plan was to crush Bitcoin, but just to wait until it was ready to go down and maybe have an extra catalyst to scare the public. Look, I'm not even going to, get too far into that, but I can tell you that whether or not the actions of Elon had any effect on this move, it was going to happen anyway. And if you're a smart trader, or if you, like Elon, probably pay a lot of smart traders, then okay, so the ATA was all-time high was actually November of 2025, 2021. Either way, though, if you're a smart trader, or if you're like Elon and you can afford to pay smart traders, they're going to have an idea of when things are going to happen, and they're going to make moves according to that. And if you have data that says price is probably going to go down, you're probably going to sell all your Bitcoin, right? And you're probably going to buy it back when it's lower. They could have sold right here at 29,000 or whatever, and then bought it back up at 26 and made themselves, 10%? Easily.
Yeah.
They could have done that, or they might. Look, it went all the way down to 25, and there's a decent probability. I have 22 as my highest bottom. I think price has more to go down. I have 22 as sort of not my highest bottom, but kind of my more likely bottom is around 22,000. I think it's going to slowly make its way there. Not slowly, that wasn't very slow, but I think it's going to make its way there over the next couple months. And I think September and October are some pretty sus months to see that happen. We might see price go back up, and let's take a quick look at Kingfisher just to see where the liquidity is on Bitcoin. Okay, like yesterday, it was mostly okay. Now it's at 28.7. It was closer to 30. I'm imagining a lot of those shorts took profit and took the liquidity off the market, but a lot of liquidity is still hanging out in the 28.5 to 29.5 range. So that's where I'm expecting price to. Now, look, it might not happen, but there's a decent chance price is going to hang out, most likely, knowing Bitcoin, price is going to hang out in this area. And where's my my path here? It's going to hang out in this area, do some things, right? Maybe make its way back up, touch that liquidity. Might happen sooner than what I just said, but it might also just range, even dip a little lower, dip a little higher, whatever, and then make its way up here. And then for the final descent, right? Something like that. That's extremely possible what I just charted right there. So you heard it here first. This kind of chart looks pretty realistic right now. So that's what the next move is. So look, everybody, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're flapping your gums about the news, oh, well, Elon this and this, plus token that, and Evergrande this. And by the way, V, do you think Evergrande is like going to sink China? Because I don't.
No, not at all. And dude, when this whole Evergrande bullshit started, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I told everybody it's a nothing burger.
That's what I said too.
What happened? Yeah.
Dude, China has a physical economy. Like they have the ability to withstand.
Exactly. And that's the thing that Western pronunciators and those who are so used to Western finance or this rentier economy that we're living in don't seem to grasp. They think the problem with us, when we analyze the world for most Americans and Western analysts, they look at the world from their own lens. These are people, Cowboy, that never grew up in an industrial country with an industrial production, with a physical economy. They grew up in the fire economy. So when they see Evergrande, they think that Evergrande is a systemic risk, like systemic risks that Western governments create every single day by money printing and all sorts of fraudulent financial instruments. They don't understand it can't be, you cannot derail a physical economy. That's the whole entire thing. And here's the funny thing. Physical economies, production industrial economies, empowers the individuals and creates a middle class. And if you notice, when we've killed off our physical economy, what's also been dying along the vine? The middle class.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think that's the idea. I
Yep,
think it's
100%
about,
cowboy.
it's basically, look, I'm going to tell you, my grandpa's a smart guy. This old, he used to be pretty mean. He's calmed down now that he's like in his mid 90s. But he was, dude, 6'3", big dude, size 14 shoe. Just his hand.
A 6'3" Italian.
Sicilian.
Oh, Sicilian. How the hell?
Vikings went through Sicily.
Oh wait,
dude.
yeah, that's right.
Vikings, Moors,
North Africans, exactly.
North Africans, yeah. That's where the African blood came from. But the Sicily is just the stop-off point for every invasion of Europe. So that you got every kind of blood there. You got a lot of redheaded kids in Sicily, actually.
I mean, you can't pick a better place to stop off at. You know, if I was going to conquer Europe, I mean, you know, you couldn't pick a. I mean, what a great
better place, and you couldn't pick better-looking women, really.
For real.
But I'll tell you, well, actually,
we have breaking news. We have breaking news. An IRS agent has been shot and killed by another IRS agent at a shooting facility. They were trying to learn how to shoot, and one accidentally shot the other.
Well, that comforts me that they're giving these people guns.
It does.
I don't know, why does an IRS agent need guns for anyway? Like,
I don't know.
You know, I don't get it. I'm not sure. I don't understand. Can somebody tell me how that's a good thing?
Yeah.
No, exactly. I can't, because I can't. So I'm going to leave that alone. But yeah, we're at the end of the of this bit of the show. So, you know, if you guys want to get more, remember, we help traders become better traders. We help non-traders become traders. We're Algo Factory. So, you know, we'll give you the basics. We have a lot of answers to a lot of questions. We don't give investment advice ever. None of what we said here is that. But, you know, that's what we do. So, V, can you give us that gorilla send-off?
Absolutely, folks. Listen, thank you all for listening to us. Join us and allow us to show you how we can make an impact on your bottom line, improve your life, teach you a new skill that will transform your ability to earn income no matter where in the world you work, no matter what the economic situation is. You can never be fired. You can never be laid off. You can never be downsized. And you can never have your pay docked or anything else. Join algofactory.tech and let us show you the way. With that being said, Cowboy, let's go to the private lab.